Hello, world. My name is Andrew Duhon. I'm a songwriter from New Orleans, and I'm going to answer some questions from CD Baby here. Here we go. First question. What advice might you have for people just starting out creating music? Um, don't be afraid of your heroes. And by that, I mean, don't be afraid to sound like them when you're starting out. I remember when I started out, I only had a few people who made me feel like I wanted to start writing songs. I remember the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan record was important to me, and so there I was, a folky little folkster, just plucking away at folk songs. And there was a phase in college where I think I sounded too much like Ray LaMontagne, and it was a problem, but it was a phase, and it wasn't a problem. And finding your own voice is a journey that never ends, and we're always inspired by different people and different things, and we're all a paper mache of those heroes, those pieces that make us who we are, and those pieces become more numerous and smaller in the portrait of who we are until it's a higher and higher definition picture of us. It is us. And eventually, that idea of following our inspirations is met with the opposing force, I think, of the idea that no one else can tell your story. No one else can write your song. You're the only person. When there are administrative things to do and things with the business to do, at the end of the day, other people can do those things, but only you can make your art. Only you can tell your story inspired by your heroes. Okay, question two. What's a difficult or significant lesson you've learned in your music career? I remember early on, I had just gotten back from college. I was back in New Orleans and starting to gig, and I hadn't studied music in any way. And I started to realize that maybe knowing a thing or two about the music business might be helpful. So I went to Loyola University where some friends of mine were enrolled, and they recommended I go see George Howard, who was kind enough to see me, although I was not enrolled in Loyola, but he was very helpful in helping me understand what the business was all about. And he was very patient and gave me several pearls of wisdom, one of which was he said, never be impatient or jealous or unhappy about your colleagues getting a piece of the pie, because the pie is so vast and no one will get your piece of the pie. And I think what he was referring to, in a business mind might have been like patience, but really I think he was talking to the artist's ego. I think, especially early on, writing songs, just my little insular thing, and not knowing how important it was to anybody else. It was just important to me. But watching colleagues rise higher makes you think, oh, what's wrong with what I'm doing? Why am I not as valid? Well, it's not that you're not. And the most important thing is not to let your ego tell you that you should be jealous. Instead, it's important to support each other in a musical community and recognize that your piece of the pie is about your story and connecting with people with your story, with your art. And no one else can get to that by virtue of the fact that it is your story. So, that was the useful thing for me, was to kind of check my ego early on. I still have the ego, I still get jealous, but to recognize that we're all on a journey that is subjective in terms of what is valid or what is successful. And in the meantime, we should support each other and be there for each other and be inspired by each other and never let our egos get in the way of that, although we inevitably do at times. Question three. What does musical independence look like to you? What makes you feel most empowered in your art or business? Musical independence to me is about the equilibrium achieved when I can make enough money that allows me to make the next art. I'm 35 years old. I'm not. I'm sure I had dreams of grandeur at some point, but I don't need to be catapulted into the stratosphere at this point. What I aspire to, and what I'm proudest of at this point, is having reached a certain amount of stability that I feel like I'm not struggling to make the next record. I'm not struggling to make music. And that's as empowering as it gets. On a granular level, the most empowering thing is on a granular level when some stranger walks up at a gig and says, "Hey, that song was really useful to me. That song was really powerful for me. It helped me through this." Certainly my ambition hopes for that sort of thing to grow, maybe exponentially, but that's it. It's just reaching people in that sort of real way. When they look at you with those evangelical eyes where they ain't lying, and they're letting you know that something that you wrote moved them in a real way and it helped them somehow. That's it. That's all I want to keep doing. Well, I think that's it, y'all. Oh, I got to play a song. Be right back. All right, here's a new song. I'd be remiss not to play you a new one, I think, as I've had plenty of downtime to write new songs, as we all have. This one was born from my own social justice awakening, I'd say, in asking myself the question of what do I have to say about all this? And this is the first song that I wrote in trying to answer that question. It's called Sunrise. How about a little verb? Check, check. All right. Goes like this. I believe in a sunrise, far away from all these hard times, where we all can feel that sunshine, where we all can feel that we belong. There's no doubt in my mind, we are the same, you and I, except for that pain in your eyes that I have never known. Can we shine as one light? Shine on a vision of how to right the wrongs. Can we walk side by side through a darkness that's gone on far too long, until the sunrise, till we find a brighter dawn. There's been a dark cloud hanging over my neighbor's house, long enough there can be no doubt something else is going on. I do not know his pain, wonder if my sunshine brought his rain. All I know is it's a damn shame that I don't even know his name. Can we shine as one light? Shine on a vision of how to right the wrongs. Can we walk side by side through a darkness that's gone on far too long, until the sunrise, till we find a brighter dawn.
shine on a vision for how to right the wrongs. Can we walk side by side through a darkness gone on far too long, until the sunrise? 'Cause I believe in a sunrise, I believe in a sunrise, yeah, and I believe in that sunrise, 'cause I've seen it in your eyes. I believe in a sunrise, far away from these hard times, these hard times that made us cry, these times that made us strong. Take care out there, y'all.